timing wise, I woke up at 1 in the morning and just checked the radar. At like 1:30, I realized, okay, hey, something's not right. The storm's not really moving, just staying there and back building. So I packed my bags. I got a call from my brother at 2:30. Hey, head to the station. We need to start gearing stuff. I think it's going to start flooding here pretty soon. We had called dispatch around that time period of that 2:45, 3 o'clock. Hey, water's starting to cross the bridge. We need to get stuff going and moving. I got out to the station. My team geared up. It was pouring down rain here. So we pulled into Ingram about 4 o'clock. So in between that time frame, that's really what was going on. It's just getting there. The first call, so we have an app called Active 911 that we get dispatched from. And when that went off, it was 3:37, and then the report was for people stuck on a roof in Hunt. And so that was our first assignment. Going from here at our station, heading in, this was my entire mindset. This is just like any other flood. There's gonna be people that need to be evacuated, but we'll get them out. When we got to the dam right before we lost this truck, it started to, hey, why is water here? Water's not supposed to be here yet. The water when we got there was here. 2 minutes later, it was here. And then 10 minutes later, where we were at, that truck, the water would have been 10 foot higher than this truck is. When we got hit where the first wall of water came over this, I said, what is happening? And I thought okay, that's the highest I've ever seen it. And then it rose another 20 feet from there. And so our mindset kept shifting. We got faced with a million problems, but it's just solve the best you can and move on to the next. And when there's people in the water in need of medical attention and need to get to safety, you can't give up because you lost a truck. Okay, we're on foot. Okay, well, let's wait till we get that. So it's just kind of how that goes. Keep assessing. And basically from 4 o'clock till sunup, it was total pandemonium because you can't see what's happening. The water would just kind of start bubbling, and all of a sudden a 4 foot wave of water would come, and now where you were just standing is underwater. And we'd have to retreat back and try to catch somebody, floating down. And so it was just kind of like that between the early morning time frame. This was try to make a rescue, and if we dive in, you might be hit by a car. You might be at a certain point. There was houses floating down. I tried to get in the water on one rescue, and then I was stopped by my team, and I said, "What's happening?" And there's a house coming down. Faces of men, women, and children. Several stuck in their RV begging for help as we're trying to get to them and form a plan, because some of this is like, can we even get to you? We have to figure that out first, and then we have to make a plan. And when you're in it, it feels like a lifetime. It's really a 30-second decision. It's, hey, can we get to them? I don't know, let's try this. Okay, that didn't work, let's try this. And these are all things happening in a matter of seconds. And so yeah, watched women, children, and men, families floating down the river, screaming for help. It's all pitch black too, so that's the other thing. It's completely darkness, and you just hear all these sounds. You see the water coming up, you hear the water coming up, you hear crashing, you hear all sorts of stuff, and then the cries for help, and we just tried to do it as best we could.
How many people do you reckon that you guys and your team were able to bring to safety?
So throughout the entire event, immediate life-saving rescue, about 30. Getting to minor medical emergency, banged up, hey, let's get you a Band-Aid at least, those kind of things. Those numbers were in like the 50s. In terms of just getting people out of their homes, checking on them, that's in the hundreds, because entire communities out there, their homes were just swept away. And if they weren't swept away, there was people that had 7-8 foot of water in their house and, stuck in their bedroom with 6 inches of air space between the water and the ceiling. That truck was the first one to go from Ingram Dam to Shoemaker Crossing. So there's nobody out there. These people are all on their own. Undescribable things. It was total annihilation. There was almost, for people, especially from the people that were sleeping in their houses and sleeping in their RVs that did get swept, that survived, they had a 0% chance. You had a 0% chance. That's the fact. 80-foot wall of water. It's an 8-story building coming at you. There were 6-foot trees being snapped like toothpicks. 6-foot diameter trees. Trees that have been there for 200 years, just snapped. Not dead or dying trees. These are healthy trees that are just being ripped from the ground and snapped like toothpicks. And are humans supposed to survive that? There's a lot of photos on Facebook. It doesn't do it justice. It's total annihilation, a total, anything in that water's way, it was just gone. It was just gone. There's one family came up on, there was a 1-year-old and a 6-year-old and a mom. Their dad saved their life, cut his arm, and they were on the news. He saved their life, cut his arm, and perished. And when we got there, I was really, really worried about that baby, because the baby had fell in the water a couple of times and was just not looking right. So we got him on the truck and got him in. That baby was on my mind all day. I did get a good report that they made a good recovery. Part of the hills is across the river. They were on a 2-week break. There's usually 1,000 campers there. There's not a building left at that camp. Had they been in session, that would have been total loss, because that's where the water comes and pushes, and you're not fighting that force. There's nothing on planet Earth that can prepare you for that split-second decision. You know, I was asked the other day, am I surprised about the death toll and the missing people? No, because it was every 2 seconds. For every one that you attempted to save, there was 3 more that passed you down the river. No training can ever prepare you for what that is. You can make those no-go decisions on a normal flood relatively easily. This was just split-second instinct, praying to God. When you go to jump and there's a house coming at you, you kind of puts you, okay, there's a house coming. But it's weird, because then the house flies by and you go, okay, now is it clear? I wish I could describe it. We came back thinking, okay, hey, let's see if we can at least get the truck down so we have something to use. Wishful thinking, I don't know, but we opened the door and fish came out. So you can't really tell from this side, but it was fully flooded in there. Just that dashboard is about $15,000 worth of stuff. iPad, 2 radios, all the lights and sirens and brains and stuff like that, that's all gone.
And a week later, it's still wet.
Yep. There's a lot of positives to take away. Just the outreach of our community. The amount of calls and texts, just checking on me personally. Just to see that, and the amount of community support. Hey, I've got a chainsaw. Hey, I've got a skid steer. What do y'all need? The support has been amazing. I don't know if you were aware of this, but we are under a flash flood warning today for the next 36 hours. So what that means for me and my team is be geared up, make sure all your gear's checked, be ready to roll at a moment's notice, and we'll be ready.